People have emotional support dogs. My girl has emotional support dogs and teddies. Look at where they were. OT, at home, everywhere. She still has to have that in her hand. I'm going to begin a bit differently today with just a snippet before I launch into my actual seated update. This is how we in pathological demand avoidance land tell our, tell our child it's time to go bath. The king and queen are her dolls, well, one doll and one bunny that they put on a high throne. But yes, this is how we do it. Everything has to be okay. How do I make it so that bath time feels like her choice? How do I make it like eating feels like her choice? How do I make it like going to the car feels like her choice? How do I make it like brushing her teeth feels like she has decided to brush her teeth? How do I phrase this and this and that and this and up and down we go? This is me in real life. I tie up my hair so it's off my neck. But at the same time, I don't have arm strength to do something proper, like to tie up a proper long ponytail. So that's the best I can do. I'm mentioning it because it is part of AS, and there we are. It's less. Here's a tip: when you grow long locks, this is my hair. I'm saying it because again, another radiographer said, "Oh, can I tie up my braids because the fiber of the fake hair shows up on the CT scan." This was for my injections that were done via CT scan. Well, they need to see what's going on inside me, so to see where exactly to place the needles, exactly where the joints are. It's not fiber, it's hair. It's my hair, and it's heavy hair. The longer your locks grow, the heavier they become. Even when you're healthy, you will feel it. So, what you can do to take off some pressure is to tie it higher instead of just leaving it falling on you. And that helps. You can tie it higher up here, over here. But for me, today was an over here day. I don't care what it looks like. What it looks like doesn't matter. It's the functionality I'm after. Get my hair off. Just get the weight off. And I feel so much lighter and better. So that's a little long hair lock tip. And where was I going? Africa. I'm African. I hate what colonization has done in some respects. Well, in many respects. It took away the home, but we Africans before God came were godless. So we had practices that were not exactly conducive to good mental and physical health, especially for the women. The young girls would be taken away. I've mentioned it in Ukutwalwa, where they take away the girl because hey, the man wants her. Who cares what she or the family think about that? So there are aspects in every culture that does not have God as its ruler, the God of the Bible, has negative traditions, negative customs. Some move on and they get rid of those. Some, I don't know what would have happened with us if we had remained without God. But the colonizer came and the ones and the missionaries brought God. So, yes, I am anti colonialist, anti colonizer because of the borders they formed and created that don't allow people to meander up and down the what's it called, the continent when they want to and when they need to. When there's drought, today people are stuck. They have to continue living where there's drought. You don't just pick up, go and make a new mud hut somewhere else where there is food. So I hate that. I hate many things about colonizers and what they've done to our beautiful continent. I hate that they came and stole all our gold. Seriously, for you to say we will lend you a crown we took from you, we will lend you gold we took from you, we will lend you a diamond we stole from you. That I hate. It's ours. Bring it back. It belongs to us. But yes, so there are things I hate, obviously, about having been colonized, and there are things I like about having been colonized. I am grateful that we have more, what's it called? Life is easier for women who do still the bulk of the work, the housework. Vacuum cleaners make life easier. Electricity makes life easier. If you live in a place where there's water from a tap, it makes life easier. So there are inventions that came with white people that have made life easier. But today, I want this custom back. This is an African custom I wish would return. Unlike my other videos where I said I'll not go according to custom. The family house. The family house. It's a custom I didn't know about until my oldest brother sent me an article. Here's how it goes. We black people, we work on oral tradition, like the Jews. Pass it down, we remember what you said, and we respect what you said. When my father was diagnosed with cancer, and certain relatives said that my father said that they should get the house and the car, understandably so, my oldest brother was a bit suspicious. He was actually just suspicious. Even I didn't realize how low people can go. So I believed it, that okay, and it made sense, because here's the truth. My father in his late years idolized and loved only one of his grandchildren. All of us children have given my father, each of us has given him more than one grandchild. But my dad was only loving, spoiling the one grandchild who happened to live with him. He would then also tell the other grandchildren to admire whatever this grandchild had done, and it was constantly this last grandchild is amazing. This last, not really last, because I had twins after that grandchild was born, but this grandchild of the last child in the family is amazing, is wonderful. He is so clever. He did this, which is not clever, but normal. So it made sense to me that my father would say so. The rest of us siblings have made our own lives, built our own homes, are living for ourselves. But this last sibling is not. They were living with my father, eating my father's food, finishing my father's grocery, eating my father's electricity, and on and on and on, and finishing the contributions we were making for our parents. Not for the person, for our parents. They just happen to live there. So you can tell already that this doesn't sound really like a good situation, because they were employed, but they were taking from the elderly. We even involved social workers. That's how bad it is. I can show you 1 year I involved social workers. As the social worker reported to me, your dad is too stubborn. He doesn't want to see it. He tells the truth. He says, yes, this daughter who lives here has never even given us, it's like they have not given any money for anything. Yes, that daughter does go, yes, she does claim that, yes, the child does claim that they are taking care of us, and yes, they do disappear. Yes, when they have gone, I then do call my daughter who is unwell and has her own family to take care of, and tell her to find, okay, I might as well just say sister, find her sister so that she comes back. And he just doesn't want to listen. Even though we're telling him he's not being cared for properly. He shouldn't be left alone. He should never be left alone with your nephew, which is something else I'd said to my father. He doesn't want to hear it. So that was my attempt. It fell apart, because my own father wanted to be mistreated. And same thing, a sister-in-law of mine did the same another year, last year. Same outcome. Even when they found evidence that the person who was living with my father was stealing from his pension, his SASA grant from the government, still, don't speak ill of someone who's not here. They're not here because they've done bad and they're spending your money. That's why they're not here. But anyway, my point is, okay, actually, that is my point. My point is to show that this last born was not a blessing to the parents and not a blessing to us. The weekends, the holidays, my father would call and say, can you please tell her to come back? She's meant to do this, she's meant to do that, and she hasn't done it. She's meant to take care of us. Because that was how she went about. I am the only one who's caring for them. But there was no care given. Neighbors would be the ones caring. Neighbors would be the one taking care of her little child. Neighbors. When my dad became too weak, there were pictures the neighbor would send me and say, I'm going to send this to the social workers. Show them my 90-year-old father washing the 5-year-old, 6-year-old child of an able-bodied young person because mother has disappeared. So that's how it is. So when you think, so here's the thing. They built their life off the hard work of my father and us who gave to my parents. So they definitely are not a worthy candidate for where I'm going or what they want. They don't deserve it. They didn't do their part. They didn't care. My mother would be overnight, left on the ground, because she just went to have fun. And my father couldn't lift my mother up, and he couldn't go out to the front, walk there, he'd fall, and he can't go out to the front to say, please help us. Or the one time he did, all the neighbors were gone. So my mother lay on the ground for hours in the rain because this last sibling was not there, even though to everybody, all and sundry, with my parents' support, she was telling people, I'm the only one who cares. I'm the one who's taking care of them. But she wasn't. And so, friends, I then hired people to go and work. But the same one who was deified caused problems, and 3 people didn't want to work there. This you know very clearly. But I'm going to a different point this time. So, you all know that the last born who lived there, able-bodied, healthy, only one child, lived off our food, etc., was not caring, was not kind, was not present, did not care about the parents' health. And we even got church friends to come in and get rid of mold. We had told this person and the spouse how to get rid of black mold. It was black now and hadn't been done. We waited 6 months, hadn't been done. So my husband asked dear friends to do it with him, help him do it so they could clean up my father's bedroom and fix it up and paint it again, while the people who lived there did nothing. So here we come. My father's diagnosed with cancer, and he has said that, and the person who lives there, the last born, has said, Dad said I can have his car. Dad said I must have his house. He said we must look after everything. And my oldest brother, who was not stupid, I don't know why, I'm slow to pick up on abuse. That's the truth. I'm slow to pick up on abuse. If you slap me, I'll know. But when you're tearing me down with words, and I've been torn down since I was a child, because it's so normal, I won't realize how abusive, manipulative someone is. So my brother said, let's all sit down with Dad and ask him what he wants to happen. My dad was angry, which was the first clue that this was not said, because my sister had phoned and said, Dad said, okay, we've come back from our cancer appointment and I'm going to die. Here's what you must do. Except when we've met with my father said, why are you even asking about what I want when I die? Have you thought about what you will do when you die? What if you get killed tomorrow? I'm not planning on dying anytime soon. And specific words were, I haven't even thought about what will happen when I die. You're just bringing this up on me. Lastborn didn't even say, but Dad, you said, because she hadn't said so. African things of inheritance, I know absolutely in Britain, everyone Everyone wants to take all over. Entitlement is a disease that is all over the world. It's not an African thing. So we went on with the meeting, and my father kept saying, this house belongs to the whole family. This house belongs to all four of my children. This house belongs to all my grandchildren. And when he says that, he means all. One of my brothers and myself, we have children who are ours by either being stepchildren or adopted. My father loved all the children and grandchildren. Adopted or not, they were his children. So he said, my father said, we recorded it. I took a voice memo, a very long one. My brother had to transcribe all that. It's still saved. It's there. And we listened to what he wishes. He gave us his whole autobiography. He gave us who he wants to speak at his sermon, at his funeral. And he said, as for the house, now that you're asking me, I want it to be a family home. I don't want it to be sold. I want it to be a refuge for everybody who needs it. All my children, all my grandchildren should be able to come here and find rest for themselves if they need to. This is a family home. And then he said, okay, but legally you can only choose one person. So my dad said, okay, fine, you will all own it. But who did the Bible put in a preeminent role? So everyone else kept quiet. So I said, the firstborn son. So my dad said exactly that. So my firstborn son, meaning my eldest brother, he must oversee everything, manage everything, make sure basically that the people who are in the house at the time will keep it from becoming dilapidated, will fix and maintain it. It made sense. We typed it, read it out to him, and we signed it. He signed it. My mother signed it angrily because she felt only my sister, not... I don't actually know where I belong. But anyway, she felt only my sister deserved the house. And that was that. And then my father passed away. And then my sister tried to get me to give her ownership via WhatsApp, to write an affidavit via WhatsApp, well, to go to the police and send an affidavit via WhatsApp saying that I give her full ownership of my father's assets, and I must send my ID via WhatsApp and a copy of my ID so that she can then get ownership of my father's house. Let's rewind a bit. So we agreed. We said, okay, Dad, we hear you. But then we became stupid as the older siblings. We felt pity for the one who has not done anything with her life. And we said, you can live here. We didn't say you can live here and mess it up, you can live here and sell things. We just said, you can live here, but you need to then sort out the things that need to be done officially. Not a problem. Until she started harassing only me, wanting the asset change of ownership thing. And I said, no, I'm actually not comfortable with this. Have you asked our other siblings? Because Dad is the last one to die, and Dad had 4 children, not just you and me. So have you asked them for this paperwork? And also, I had said to her she must finalize her divorce, because I do not want to see my father's hard work being split 50-50 between her and a son-in-law who was never a son-in-law and is not here, and abandoned his son so that his son can be taken care of by my parents. So that I had made clear from the beginning. When your divorce is finalized, because she had claimed she's getting a divorce for the past 2 years now, then we will talk about you owning the house in your own rights as a child of my father. And that was it. Because we pitied her. To live until your 40s and you've done nothing with your life, You have nothing to show. You, it's just sad. You've got no husband who you can be in community, married in community of property with. It's like just sad to have achieved nothing. So we decided as the older siblings that here we go with the colonial law. Firstly, colonial law states that my father, 92 at the time, should have stated this whole thing that he did, my wishes, what he wants to do, who he wants to get what, inherit what, in front of a properly qualified lawyer. And also, the people who signed should not have been us who heard him. It should have been strangers who might have been there, but people who wouldn't gain from the will. Though no, we wouldn't really have gained because the will would have not been viewed as legal. But yeah, it had to have been other people, not us members of the family who signed. And that was the other difficulty. It just it doesn't match our African views with the family. Most families have meetings and then that's it. Whatever is decided at the meeting will be done. We ourselves didn't know that because my brothers are both African, very African, and I honestly thought that if everyone signs it and my own father agrees he did it without any force, etc., then it's fine. But that's not the law. So, legally, colonially, my father's wishes don't count because we didn't drag him over to a qualified attorney to hear what he had to say. Secondly, my father wanted it to be a family home where everyone has equal ownership and rights, except colonially, that's not the case. There can be only one or two people on the title deed if they're married in community of property. It doesn't allow for the tradition of a family home. And when did I realize or find out it was a tradition and not just my father's wishes? When my brother sent an article last week. And it was an article about how African customary law has no space, has not been given space in the current colonial law when it comes to property and inheritance. So, either way, we still wouldn't be able to fulfill my father's wishes whether we had dragged him out of bed to go and speak to someone official. And so now we have a problem. We're at an impasse. My father had said the brother must be in charge of everything, so we're saying, okay, you be the executor. Miss, I want to have everything, doesn't want him to be the executor. And I hope that's how you pronounce it. We'll see how it goes. But if African customary law was allowed, was legal, and was accepted and viewed as equal with colonial law, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. She would have had to listen to what my father said with his own voice recorded. And she would have no leg to stand on. Alas, now I don't know how it will all work out. Will my brother have to hire lawyers? Will we have to go and testify? I have no clue how it goes. All because African customary law is not viewed as on the same level as colonial law. That is that. School, homeschooling, life, it's been hard. It's been horrible. It's been depressing. It's been painful. It's been heartbreaking. It's been lonely. My girl had a few too bad days where even when she's gone for quiet time, she is not happy. She wants to come out, and that means I have even less time to do work that she needs, that her siblings need. We couldn't even do school because she kept coming and disturbing school. If we say, okay, can you play here? She will scream and cry, still disturb school. I am hoping and praying that things improve. I really am. And so that was the negative. We're doing well. We're doing well. Well, kind of, except I forgot that my son suddenly forgot how to rhyme. And I had shared with you the joy I felt when he'd finally learned how to rhyme. And in between, even his father remembers how, when he finally learned to rhyme, whenever we said something, he would also make up a rhyming word, whether real or made up. He would rhyme with us of his own will. But now he couldn't even choose between four items. I would say to him, finger, mirror, fence, chair. And he would say, fence, finger. And I would explain to him, no, but it sounds the same at the end. He wouldn't get it. I'd say, okay, those are the same. He wouldn't get it. But I think this video will also show you why sounding the same didn't make sense to him. Though at the same time, he'd done rhyming. The word rhyming should have unlocked the memories. I can't believe we've regressed. It's quite scary. All right. Do you know what same means? Do you know what different means? Same means things are alike. They are like each other. So, is sh like sh?
Yes.
Is f like t?
No.
Okay. So, does sh sound like sh?
Yes.
That is the same.
Like identicals.
Yes. Why is it that you know identical, but you don't know? Paste the picture that starts with the same sound as the other picture. Ooh, good save. Interesting. So you want me to say identical? Sh and sh are identical sounds, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so identical means they are the same. And this is the cry I've always made with my friends. He never says, I don't know what it means. He was answering, fence rhymes with finger. He didn't say, what do you mean the same? And so today, it's only because I saw that, again, he was doing the wrong thing that I asked him, do you understand what the same means? This time he was meant to put together words that sound the same, pictures next to each other of words that start with the same sound, but the same didn't mean anything to him, but identical did. It's so odd. Who were put high up, placed on high thrones. My daughter is progressing, my 10-year-old is progressing with her grade 1, minus the maths, but at least everything else she's doing okay. Despite her ADHD, despite her visual processing problems, despite her working memory and all the cognitive processing problems, she is moving on. She never gets less than the minimum score she needs to move on to the next unit. So I'm happy about that. I'm glad. We are doing okay. And same with my son, except for writing, actually for both of them. Writing, it's not going well, but typing is going well. Spelling, not that good for my daughter. I forgot that part. Spelling, not good. Ability to remember rules is not good. So things like how AI always falls sandwiched between two consonants, for example. So pale. She spelt it, and this was when we were learning the AI and AY rules and spelling. But when she spelled pale, like bucket, she spelled it PHALE. I don't even understand where the error comes from because we haven't done any PH words. And YALE when we're learning AI and AY. So she's struggling there with memory. It is what it is. But my girl, I just zoomed through my girl's first 40 units and she did her assessment. My 5-year-old, she did it all perfectly. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the new year that I can order her next set of books. That's where we are with her. She's really doing well with her curriculum. So that's the nice thing. That's the nice thing. She made me laugh. She said, Okay, I know how to spell baby. I haven't taught her. Okay, you must repeat after me. Say B. So I dutifully said B, A, A, B, B, Y. See, that says baby. I know how to spell baby. It's lovely seeing her brain firing. It's good. So, with that said, we still have some health woes. That swelling with the white thing that looked like an aphthous ulcer has now lasted a month. There's something wrong. It shouldn't last a month. Normal ulcers don't last a month. I've got upper gum swelling all around, side, bottom, and to the front, to the back, on my top upper gum, on the other side. My endodontist said I should see a periodontist. Periodontist only available on January 24. My most minor fear is that it's another gum infection, like internal jawbone one, and I don't want that. We fought hard to save the bone because of my immunosuppressants usage. We shall see. So yes, I still have the pain, I still have the swelling. But it's life. We go through it. And I'm still me. I'm still me, trying to find the positive despite the suffering and praying hard for a miracle for my daughter. I haven't stopped praying for a miracle for 3 years now. I will continue for her to find peace. My girl, you can't move my hand. I need to move my hand so that I can press. I'm happy. We're happy. I can't tell you what I'm happy about. I can't tell you that anything specific has made me happy. But I'm happy. I feel happy in my soul. I just hope that situations and circumstances also match the internal state I'm in so that I can be happier for longer. Because screaming and crying and jumping, it's heartbreaking for her, heartbreaking for me, heartbreaking for me as I think of her. This is not for the faint-hearted. After each occupational therapy session, we get reports on the website, on the OT website, telling us specific link sent to each parent, of course, telling us what was done that particular session and what challenges there are. And today, I noticed this week, that one of the things was visual perception, which I'm not surprised by. I might have even mentioned it to you that I suspect she will have vision perception issues because she's left-handed, and left-handed people tend to have visual perception issues, perceptual issues. So I decided to nip it in the bud and do exercises aimed for children from age 4 upwards. Remember, she's 5. This was our dismal and hilarious, to me, attempt. Also, not forgetting that she is autistic and she does have ADHD. So this is quite the norm for those disorders to have vision issues, vision perception issues. At the face. Good job. Oh, keep looking. Wait, don't move your eyes away. 1. Good job. Don't look at me. Look at them. Where's the face? 2. Look at the face. 3. Good job. 4. You're doing well. 5. Uh-oh, you're not looking at the face. 6. Ah, your eyes are not looking. 7. 8. Keep looking, keep looking. Yeah. Wow. Don't look at me. Oh, look at the face. Look at the face. And happy children, just happy children. But also irony. Irony makes me laugh or smile. I am not well. Sitting hurts. Pushing the car pedal, like putting the brakes and the accelerator, hurts. Getting out the car and having to take that first step hurts. So I try as much as possible not to go anyway. The pharmacy I chose is close by. It doesn't feel that close now, but when I chose it, I wasn't feeling this bad, and it's like 1.5 kilometers away. 1.5 kilometers away, a distance I could walk in the past and still want to walk longer, further. But now, when I was coming back the last time I tried to walk from there, I regretted it. Bitterly regretted having walked. And it was in the evening. It was cool. It's hot today. So anyway, the pharmacy is there. Some medication I have to go and collect. There are things that, like the Schedule 6, the methylphenidate and the Strattera, I have to take the prescription every month. Everything else I can put on as a repeat for 6 months. So that's fine. I can just send it through the app and it's all good. But these I have to take in physically. So if I've got a script to take in physically, I then might as well fill the other things that I need and collect them all. But the other things I can get delivered. So I thought, why should I kill myself? Let me get them delivered. It is a very, very, very appreciated concept that Dis-Chem came up with. They've always been fast. They always do their reminders. I tried the competitor. Their SMS reminders never came. And because I've got so many medications, so many different children, I needed those reminders. Sometimes this prescription wouldn't load. So the competitor, Dis-Chem's competitor, was a fail for me. I got much of my medication delivered. But then I had to go and collect something this past beginning of the week. I went, dragged myself there. And then there's this young man, and he's got shaved hair, dreadlocks, thick dreadlocks, like a ponytail at the top there, which I see all races are liking. And he says, "Where have you been?" And I'm thinking, it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks of not collecting medicine for a change. And he says, "Oh, I've missed you. I've been wondering if you're okay." I was thinking, no, actually, I'm not okay. That's why I don't come. But I said, no, I'm alive. I'm alive. So he said he really missed me and he hopes I'm okay. So I was thinking, there I was thinking, whew, I'm doing myself a favor. Sorry, I'm fanning myself because of the heat. And someone there is thinking, where is she? Is she okay? And that's someone who had been not there for 2 weeks. He hadn't seen me in 2 weeks. I did go and collect a medication, but he wasn't on duty that day. So for him, it was 2 weeks since he'd last seen me. So obviously, clearly, I go to the pharmacy way too often if 2 weeks makes someone think something is wrong. But that's a positive irony. I'll take it. I am okay. I'm just not there. And the other positive, I will have to just do a voiceover because now I've forgotten. The nice thing is that people are closing. Well, it's not nice for me because now I can't have my appointments as soon as I'd like. But people are closing down. People are having their last shifts until next year. And it was very nice of the Dis-Chem delivery guy who brought my injection, my Cosentyx injection, to tell my son, who wishes me well. And he hopes I'm all good and must pass on his regards to me. I assume he's going to go and leave. That was nice. It was appreciated. It was appreciated. It's not just a delivery. He is very conscious that someone getting this medication is not okay. And she's been getting it. He has been delivering my injections since last year, August. So it's been a while, and it's going to continue being a while. And I'm sorry, it's getting worse. I shot this a few hours after the first one. It's going to be a while, but I'm glad. I'm glad that people do take pride in their jobs. That's where I was going. People do take pride in their jobs because some people don't. There was another lady working at a particular drugstore, as you guys overseas in America call it, and she was at the till, and she was saying, "Oh man, it's been so many hours. I've been here for so long." It was 10 a.m. The shop opens at 9. And then she said, "Haha, listen to me. I'm the last one to get here. I hate work. I'm the last," she's saying it in isiXhosa. "I'm the last one to get here. I hate work so much, and I'm the first one to leave. So, no, I actually don't finish all the hours that I should be finishing." And I just felt that that's just so sad. And she is endemic of all the people I've overheard who don't realize that I can understand isiXhosa, who are standing in the aisles complaining, or who are at least being chastised by their colleagues for not putting in 100%, not even 98%. That's just, do your best. Otherwise, please quit. Because you want the money. Hey? It's about the money. But I wish people could be hired based on how well they will work, based on the work ethic they will have and they will show. But that's not how it goes. Too many jobs require a matric. My child's birth mother doesn't have matric, grade 12. Yet I know that if she could get a handle on her mental health problems, clinical depression, terrible anxiety, she would do much better than many of the matriculants I've seen and heard. But you'll never have the chance because she isn't a matriculant. Give it your best, guys. There are so many desperate people who would love to have a job indoors, who would love to not be working out in the sun, who would love to have a job. Period. Wait a minute, what's on your head? What is on your head? What did you put on your head? Confess. Mommies? What did you do? You put on mine? On your? Why?
Because we want to.
Because you want to. Yes, I remember. I sent the children to go and buy, and I remember two things. I forgot why our other garden it died, our veggie garden. And part of it was because I had told the children, the teenagers, to mix up the compost with the soil because our soil is bad, really bad. That's what I had done. I dug deep and put in a lot of compost, and that's how our stuff had flourished. But they hadn't, and then they hadn't been weeding, so I couldn't weed anymore. And well, as you know, sorry for having to go on about it, but it impacts every part of my life. And what I had forgotten till today was the other reason I had stopped planting. It was because there's no point in planting. When I plant, my middle two will go and cut things down before they're ready to be cut. The spring onion, they just tore it off, tore it out the ground and chewed on it. I forgot that part. It's not that easy for some of us to do this homesteading kind of thing. So anyway, so I told the children I'd forgotten that part until my 10-year-old reminded me, almost 10-year-old, 10 years old next week, reminded me that, okay, let me rewind. I sent the children to the store and I said, go and buy this and this and this, compost and mulch, etc., and these vegetables and some flowers. So they came back with some pink straw flowers and some lettuce and spinach and carrots. So they planted. This time they did remember to dig deep and mix up the compost, but then they just left everything there. The implements there on the ground, and the things that the seedlings had come from there on the ground. We didn't want seeds because we were scared that the children would dig to see, are the roots growing, because they can't see anything, and then they'd be tempted to really mess things up. So we got seedlings. So they just left the containers that the seedlings were in there. Teenagers, I know I had the desire to do the best I could when I was a teenager. I know my house was tidy when I was a teenager. And yeah, but anyway, so everything was a mess. The fence, the green shade netting that my husband had put up previously was still broken down. I didn't like it. Had gone to water when I found that things had not been tidied. So I thought, I will do it with my AS body, with my AS body. I did it. You have to live with pain, and pain that worsens when you bend, to truly appreciate how amazing it was. Amazing that I did it. Picked up all the stuff, got the hose, and it was all knotted up. Unknotted it, thank you very much. I unknotted the hose. I just imagine you are bogged down with fatigue and pain, and every step you take brings extra pain. Imagine that. And still you do that on top of your teaching, on top of your preparing, on top of the laundry. I did that. I'm so proud of me. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of my body. I did that. Put up the knitting myself. I did that. No husband, no teenage boy, myself. And I went to the place where we put the dry grass cuttings that we use as mulch, because twice now it has just suddenly, spontaneously caught alight. So I don't want there to be a third time. First time I smelt it and ran out, because I was thinking, I smelt it and said, what's burning? And I looked out my window and there it was, on fire. The second time, the neighbors came and rang the bell. That was bad. And they said, your stuff is on fire, and it was huge flames. I don't want a third. Who knows what will happen that time? So I made sure I watered it to keep it wet, and I tidied up the net, and I'm glad. It was painful, very painful. But after 10 minutes of lying down, I felt like myself again. It was worth it. I told the children I don't want them touching that place, that area. They'd gone round and they were taking their toys and pretending to take photos of them. I wonder where they get the idea to document everything using cameras and phones. We won't go there, will we? But yes. So they told them, don't touch anything, don't pick anything. And that's when Amrisa said, yes, like the time we ate the spring onion, and I said, yeah, that time. And yeah, then I remembered that they'd also cut up the shard. We had Swiss chard that time. So let's hope this one survives. I told them, my children, this will be the last time, because it's money. It's an outlay of money. I told them this will be the last time we try this. If something happens, you do something, then I will have tried. I won't give up. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope everything can grow well and keep growing and not be murdered before it is time. That's the other thing I wanted to share. Something that made me smile. Okay, girlie. Sunglasses on. Working hard. With stolen potatoes. So, tell me, Amrisa, where are you going now? to wash your hands. And who
Okay. Oh, very hot.
who told you to wash your hands?
Oh, Nalo.
Nalo.
That's strong.
Yes, you were strong.
It was hard.
It was so hard and you managed to do it. Good on you.
Oh, the sand getting warm and dirty. My hands dirty.
Here it is. It's wet. It's forming a little puddle.
Avocado.
Don't you dare. With your nice white shoes. Yes. Okay. I think it's time to go to the garage quickly to check on the king and queen before bath time.
Oh, you're on the king and queen. Oh. Go, I don't want to make something surprise.
Again, yet another example of my son, 9-year-old, thinking that says, first it said noose, then he said it said soon. But my daughter immediately said son. Same with the word hug. I just had those 3 letters. My son said hug, and she said hug. And for me, what bothers me more than the fact that he can't read is that his brain isn't saying, what is the closest real word that I know that looks similar to this? What does this remind me of? What word in real life does this remind me of? It's not there in his brain. What else is missing? It's so bittersweet watching one child thrive in one area and the other almost seem to go backwards, because he could read pig, he could read hut. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. You're staying on the line. You're not closing the scissor too much. The lines are not jagged. Remember how your lines used to be all jaggedy and all zigzag almost? They're nice and clean. The cuts are clean. You are getting there. Definitely done. Now you can glue. What must you glue?
Okay, the things which match.
And what do they match? What matches the
Okay, so
first
letter.
Okay, or the first sound. And that's where I'll end. Some things are going backwards, some things are moving forward, and I'm so proud of all my children for always giving their best.